Hey, what's up, guys? So today is a day we've been waiting for a long time, right? As you know, we've built a smart home, but between the pandemic and everything else, everything was delayed. But today we're finally getting our shades. We've been living in this house for a year, oh, no, almost a year,
Yes,
with no shades.
no shades. But you were shady the whole time.
I was shady the whole time. But the main thing is, we live on 20 acres, so we really didn't need the shades for privacy. But sometimes you would want to put them down for like sun, and we didn't have any. So we called around and we found a company called Patriot Blinds. They're like our local distributor of all the high-end blinds, all the stuff you want for your house. And obviously we're building a smart house, so we wanted something that was compatible with Control 4. You have no idea what I'm talking
Control 4 is very important in the society.
about. She has no idea what I'm talking about.
Hey, you don't have to call me out. I'm learning.
So my guy Matt over at TYM Homes sent us a wiring diagram. Obviously you remember some of the footage before. Me and my brothers wired this whole house ourselves when it came to the smart home.
Yeah.
So I know where everything is. So we wanted to have smart blinds that match with Control 4 because it's automated. We're also using Josh AI, which is a voice activating system to control the entire home. So we want to be able to have these blinds go up and down with just your voice, right? Because May's getting pretty old and pretty soon her mobility is going to be down.
Are you serious right now?
And you just want to be able to control these things.
This man is out of control. And I will control for you if you don't stop talking to me.
So our guys at Patriot Blinds and Somfy sent us the best and the newest stuff that they have. And they've sponsored this video so that you guys can see the mesh between the blinds and the smart home. So thank you, Somfy, for sponsoring this video, and Patriot Blinds for being the people that's putting this all together.
Thank you.
So today and tomorrow, we're gonna be spending all day installing these new blinds, connecting them to all these wires that me and my brother connected like a year and some change ago.
I'm gonna be working super hard to connect the wires and just put up the blinds, and I can't wait for you guys to see the process.
But bad news.
What?
Even after this, we're not gonna be done because Matt from TYM Homes is coming out in the next couple weeks and he's gonna finish the entire install. That means he's gonna put all the control floor stuff in, he's gonna finish the theater room, he's gonna have all the speakers working, and finally, in the next couple weeks, we'll have this entire house smart, and then we can start doing new stuff.
Okay.
Because we got a whole nother house, the nanny's house to fix.
That's true, that's true.
So,
Okay.
welcome to our
Humble abode.
our what? Our Somfy blind expedition.
Yes.
Come with us.
Well, come on the journey. Come on.
All right, Daniel, so the day is finally here.
Finally here.
We're install day, right? So now that we have all the material here and everything's been ordered and it's at the house, kind of walk me through what's gonna happen today.
Well, our install team's going to start getting everything laid out to the windows. Everything's totally custom made. So every shade has a specific window that it's associated to. Everything's going to fit perfect. And so get all that laid out in the designated areas. We're going to obviously start getting things mounted. Electrician's going to be connecting the shades since we have the foresight here of everything wired.
Pre-wired everything.
Yep. And so that's a big plus on this project is you're never going to be charging anything. You're never going to be replacing batteries. That's going to be one of the biggest pros here. So get them all connected, and then the programming and making the shades operate and not
Make them smart.
Yeah, make them smart, make them work in the zones that you want them to, all together individually. I know you and May have different preferences on where you want your shades down. So we'll get that all set up exactly the way you want, and then we'll be good to go. I mean, it should be a pretty smooth process.
I'm excited. Let's go. All right, y'all, so I'm here with Daniel. He's the owner of Patriot Blinds, and on our initial consult, you brought up all these books, right? Because you have so many options as a homeowner. You have from the fabric, the style, and the openness. When a homeowner is thinking and they know that they want blinds, kind of tell me what are the top 3 things they should really be thinking about?
Well, early on, one of the first things you're going to be thinking about is what product type do we want? Okay. And so early on, it seemed like the roller shades were going to be a perfect fit for you, but there's so many other shade types out there that could be on the table, whether it be shutters for the interior of the home, Roman shades, natural shades, lots of different options. So that's kind of first step is starting to see, well, what am I gravitating toward? What speaks to my style? What gives me the function I'm looking for? Then outside of that, if it, say, is motorized roller shades, like we had kind of settled on.
You wanted smart shades.
Smart shades. Then wiring's a big component. So that's one of the main things that needs to be thought about early on. And so when you bring up what does homeowner need to be thinking about, if they want motorized shades, they absolutely want to call us in before any sheetrock is up so that we can get the house wired. There's no situation like what you have here, no replacing batteries, no charging batteries, shades are wired in, getting a direct source of power. It's better in every way, shape, and form. Then other aspects that you might want to think about is privacy. What type of privacy am I needing in a room? So like in a situation here where we have a really private lot, I love the visibility that we're going to have with these shades. That may not work for maybe a homeowner in a more close-knit community where you're looking directly at your neighbor from the back side of the house.
You want more privacy.
More privacy. Whereas here we were able to talk with you, find out the needs that you may have had, and so to be able to make sure that you have the visibility still in your living areas whenever you were stopping that morning sun from coming in on the backside. So visibility is a big thing to kind of think about. Well, how am I going to use my home? Am I going to be using it in an area? Maybe this is an office. I don't need bedroom level privacy. I'd like to be working at my desk and still have the view of the yard of this wonderful lot that I've invested in. I want to be able to still see that. And so solar shades are a perfect fit for that, but may not be for a bedroom.
Makes sense. And so you guys operate in all of the Carolinas and in Georgia, right? And we had the luxury of kind of maybe the foresight. I don't know. I'm not going to say I was smart and knew what I was doing. I just called you guys pretty early because I was like, hey, look, I need some smart shades, and we just got the studs up and we're pre-wiring now for what we want. Does a customer, I mean, obviously it's better if you pre-wire the home. What about people that you're just doing a remodel? Do you guys work with like?
Absolutely. Actually, the majority of our motorized shades that we do are battery powered.
Okay.
Most of the time, if you think about the entire remodel market, it sometimes isn't advantageous to install the wiring because there's so much sheetrock that would have to be cut horizontally to be able to even get that wire in the wall at that stage. Battery powered shades are nothing to be scared of. They're phenomenal. They're about 80% of the motorization we do because there's a large part of the market that just doesn't make sense to put in the wire.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. So we're here today. We've got all of the things that we've ordered. Everything is custom made because we had exact, precise cuts that we had to make. So we're gonna spend the entire day with Daniel and his crew going through the house and installing every single shade. And then, are we gonna get the programming and everything like that?
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna get them working.
Make them smart.
Yep, absolutely. Make them smart. So I like to say that even if somebody's tech savvy like yourself, you're gonna be able to control it. But even when you have that maybe crazy uncle that comes over that doesn't know how to do anything tech-wise, the shades are gonna be so easy that anyone can control them. It's the main remotes, they're gonna have 3 main buttons. Those 3 buttons are up, down, and stop. Anyone can understand that.
Even my wife?
Even your wife, absolutely.
Leave us alone. We have shades now.
I want a nice clean fight, you two.
We have shades. On cue, huh? Well, let's get started before there's a shady fight going on. All right.
Not only is it cool to have the power at just a click of a button, you can also get rid of any unwanted disturbances and have some privacy with these shades,
At
right?
any time, at the touch of your fingers.
Go away! Toodles. But besides having fun with these shades, I think what's really important is the safety behind them.
Absolutely.
And that these don't have any cords.
Yes. So child safety is becoming more and more towards the forefront.
And you know, Max and I are planning on having children.
Absolutely. Also
Inshallah.
for pets
Yes.
too. And
Okay,
you already
pets.
have a lovely dog.
Yes.
So believe it or not, cords can be a danger for pets as well. And we have it coming down the pipe here soon where cords are probably going to be outlawed. So every cord in your entire house, super safe.
Yeah.
This is how we put it up. No, having an ugly cord that you have to look at all the time too, which is another factor, less important than child safety, but still a factor.
Yeah.
When you put your shades up, there's nothing hanging down.
You know, and that's something I really didn't even think about, like how dangerous cords are, especially if
Absolutely.
you're having a family, children, animals around, like you never know what's gonna happen. Like,
It's been said that it takes about 15 seconds for a traumatic fatal injury with a child. It just happens so fast, and this just eliminates that possibility and danger, and it looks great too.
whew, okay, we're doing something right. We're
Yep,
doing
absolutely.
okay. But I love them, and I love how light is still coming through. You can still see the pool and it's just like a vibe, you
And
know?
Absolutely, not only a vibe, but another safety aspect there is when you do have a water feature at the house, that could be a danger as well. If you're having company over, kids are in the yard and things like that, you want to be able to keep an eye on, oh, getting too close to the pool out there. So solar shades are perfect for that, because this shade, as transparent as it is, believe it or not, blocks 95% of the visible light. So when you're getting clobbered by the sun in here, you're able to put this shade down and still have visibility. Solar shades were invented in the 70s during the energy crisis to allow us to still have some usable light, still have our view, but diffuse that harsh sunlight that's coming in and fading our furniture and our priceless artwork and things like that.
Yeah, and besides the artwork, for me, I blog a lot, so it's
Yeah.
very important that I can control. I was like, no,
Absolutely.
okay, but it's good
Glare
for
on the
videos
Yeah,
as well, so that's super cool.
absolutely.
Can I just say that this is very emotional? We had no shades for a year, and then getting them done right now just feels like a new stage in the home. It feels like a new chapter, and it feels a little weird. Like, we have shades?
Yeah, I guess it's unfamiliar to what you've been settled in so far,
Yeah.
but I'm so glad to be able to complete this part of your home and
Yeah.
beautiful place to be able to add one more wonderful aspect to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Daniel, when you were here for the first consultation, you pulled out this app and you were like, well, the sun's gonna come over here. And now it's here, right? And we just finished this side of the house as far as putting blinds. So what type of blinds or shades did we put here to stop the sun?
Well, these are called solar shades. Origin on them, they were invented in the 70s for this problem where we say we want our view, we want our natural light, but this is too much. It's too harsh here. We can see the artwork, family portraits, things that matter to us, they're fading from the UV rays right now.
Makes a lot of sense. And I mean, it feels kind of good, but I can see where it also gets hot.
Absolutely, and it just started coming in just a few minutes ago. And so that's where these come in. Still gonna give us our view. But with these shades, they're gonna block 95% of the visible light. And if you watch this shadow here starting to disappear, it's incredible how much visibility you're still gonna have through these shades while blocking this much light. That 5% of light that's making it through is almost unnoticeable.
To see.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is pretty cool. So it literally just eliminated, like I'm feeling the rays of the heat of the sun going away, which you could imagine like our wedding portrait there, after so many days, it's gonna start to fade because of that sun's very powerful. But the cool thing is, and I don't know, can you capture this on camera that I can see directly outside? The sun's gone, but I can see directly outside. I can see Bentley out there just looking to run after the next squirrel.
Exactly.
But this is pretty cool. So these are called the solar
shades, and these are 5% open, meaning they block 95% of the visible.
And we have this on both sides of the house because of the sun,
exactly.
right?
All your living areas and your podcast studio.
So you have this program where we can control every single individual shade. And then you created like mini zones, like all these windows, all the front windows, or like the whole back of the house, the whole front of the house. So the ones that I'm gonna be probably using the most is, hey, close all the shades on the front, or close all the shade in the back.
Following the sun.
Or close everything, right? And so that would be number 13 is gonna do what for me?
That should control everything on the back.
So everything on the back. So I can hit this button and every shade in the back, including this and the breakfast nook, is all gonna go down at the same time.
Absolutely. Yep.
And so this is where I would get like at nighttime before watching movies or something like that, lower the shades, just so you just feel like it's dark.
Yeah, absolutely. Or that morning sun.
Yeah, exactly, in that morning. So keep walking around. So but the cool thing that I love about, like on the first consultation, because you've obviously done this a lot, you were like, listen, you've got a pool, you're gonna wanna see outside, right? And so as these shades are going down, you can see directly outside. So in case I have my niece or nephew, or I can still sit here and still see outside without that sun that we looked at before just blurring in and making everything hot and unusual.
This is just as much a crucial part of the home as the interior of the home.
I think so too.
So it really connects the two rather than separating.
And so you also, the feature is, I'm putting it back up now, but I can control the front, the back, and all at once. And I haven't done the whole thing at once yet, because to be honest, we've lived in this house for a year, and ever since we've lived in here, we've never had any shades.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it looks like dark without it actually being dark outside.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be
absolutely.
pretty cool. I haven't done that yet. And so what I'm gonna do, so this, you're saying this thing can control an infinity amount of
shades that can fit within 60 feet.
So the 60 feet. And then on top of that, we're actually using the Somfy Tahoma. Now the Somfy Tahoma is gonna connect the entire house with your Alexa, your Google, an app that the Somfy has that you can actually be like, we can be in Dubai and say, hey, close the shades because heard the neighbors are coming over.
It's been said that it would have been great for Kevin in Home Alone, where he has all the blinds going up and down to throw off the burglars. He could have used the Tahoma very much in that situation.
And so what's also cool is in this Somfy, I'm going to be using, we've set up the Google Home now, but I'm going to be using the Josh AI.
Yeah.
And so the Josh AI can do, it can remember your patterns. So when you do go on vacation, you can go on vacation mode and it'll take the Somfy blinds up and down as if you were home all the time. So it's incredible. So the Somfy uses this Tahoma, right? And this is what's going to connect, make them smart. This is cool. This is real cool. This is way cool. This is the stuff, right? Because I'm going to be able to tell Google to do whatever I want it to do. And as long as we program it right, it's going to do it.
And especially some of the travels like you do, that's so important. You know, on the way out the door, you're at the airport. Did I lower the shades? I don't want my artwork. I don't want my family portraits being damaged by the sun. You can be on the airplane, got it covered. Put those shades down.
I do that with the garage. I do that with the front gate. I do it now with everything. Where the door's locked, you go look, boom, it's done. So the Somfy Tahoma is awesome. This is pretty cool. You know, one thing I like about this is obviously everybody has remotes, right? But the cool thing is too, you can just place this remote right here and it kind of has its place, right? Because if you know my wife, you met her. Every other remote we have, I remember one time we lost a fireplace remote for 2 months. Didn't know where it was. So that's not gonna be an issue because it has a home. This has a home when you're not using it. And also because you have the Tahoma, you can just use your voice and make the commands. All right, Tony, so are you ready? So we're gonna hit, let's program number 15. I'm gonna hit the down button. You gotta run around and get all of these to make sure it's working. Ready? There it goes. It's all working. I'm seeing everything. Follow me, follow me. So you got everything that's out of the back of the pool, the front of the house here. You got the front door. You have the front windows. We even have one in the pantry. Let me see if it's working. Yep, pantry's going down. Breakfast nook is going down. This is the first time I've been able to see this house in the daylight without any sun coming through, right? Let's turn this off. This is gonna mess you up. I don't care. Look at that. I know it's weird, but I've never been able to have that unless it's been dark outside. Because for the year we've been living here, we haven't had any shades. Now look, check this out. You can still see outside here to the pool, but come here. The front, you can visibly see that it's blocking 95% of the light that's coming through. But I can still see Bentley out there like he's on guard. All right, y'all, so we finally wrapped up after a long day. Thanks to Daniel and Patriot Binds and Somfy for help sponsoring this video. But this has been a journey, right? We've had this house, we've been living in it for almost a year, and the small things that we're doing, right?
Not to be emotional, not to be dramatic, but making your house a home is a very emotional journey, and it's a lot of steps.
A lot of steps.
Yeah.
Especially when you build a house.
Can I finish my dramatic speech?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
And, you know, simple things like just getting blinds in your house really makes a big difference. And it's crazy. Okay, I'm done.
The privacy.
Privacy and blocking things out that you don't want to see.
Yes. Do you have ones that go between the whole house? So there's a section off the house? Okay.
I would need that. And I think it just added like a vibe, you know?
Yeah.
We talk about safety with the blinds, we talk about a future with a family, and just like the vibe.
I think one feature that we talked about before that I kind of forgot is that, and you mentioned it, was that because we have a pool in the backyard, we still want to maybe sometimes put the blinds down because the sun is coming through, but you're still going to be able to see.
You want to be connected.
Yeah, still want to be connected. That's the word you use. So we can still put the shades down and still be able to see outside to see if anybody's playing or anything happens.
Absolutely.
So that's a cool feature in itself. But overall, I'm just excited that this is another piece of the smart home coming together. Now I'm going to be able to use the voice system, Josh AI, to be able to talk to the Somfy blinds and the shades and everything. So I'm just excited that we finally got this done. I appreciate you guys.
Oh,
thanks so much, man.
Pleasure. Through the whole
Even her, she was a
beautiful home. Absolutely. Gold star for most entertaining appointment in quite some time, for sure. And nobody hit anybody, so I think.
No, not yet. I'm gonna wait till you leave. I'm gonna wait till you leave.
Not yet. We would never.
All right, cool. Well, we thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. Shout out to Patriot Blinds. Shout out to Somfy and everybody involved in this project. We got more videos to come because the house is not done yet. We're gonna make everything. We still got the theater room to put in. So we appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe and like.
Like, comment, subscribe, and tell us your favorite part of the videos or what stuck out and stood out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
All right.